I think maybe Marcus used the term magician because we are tasked with making things happen that seem slightly impossible. This is one of those moments, for sure. We're trying to pull something crazy off. But it's a lot of technology, not magic. I think especially in the case of tonight, I'd even describe it as something that could be considered science fiction, but it's really science reality. And so we're bringing AI as a guest to the table in a way that I think people don't normally know AI. They either know AI as science fiction, or they know AI to be like a really simple chatbot that they communicate with their bank or something like that. This is using AI technology developed by Ross Goodwin, which is to the limitations that exist for AI today, and really getting to experience what's possible with it. So I hope that, as guests come tonight, as much as they're enjoying a very different dinner party than they're used to, they're also learning something about what the state of AI is today. There's a range of ways that AI is involved tonight. You can kind of think of it as text, image, and voice. So in text form, we have an AI that has trained on the English dictionary and grammar so that it actually knows how to speak and can make its own decisions about what to say. Now it's basing those decisions on what to say based on what it sees. So we have cameras that are both in our capture stations as well as at the dinner that can see what's going on in the room, identify things in that room, and then talk about the things that are in that room all on its own. On top of that, we have a moment towards the end of the night when we get to hear what the AI has learned about what it's seen throughout the night. And in that moment, we're going to hear the voice of the AI. The voice is based on Tom York's voice. Tom York read 83 sentences for us. We were able to take all those sentences and use artificial intelligence to create a totally new voice, similar to like Siri or Alexa or something like that, so that we can make essentially Tom York say whatever the AI wants to say. So all those things are happening tonight, all those different kinds of AI, and what is actually happening is that all the guests here tonight are showing the AI what a dinner party is so that the AI can learn about that. In terms of the clothes, I think the AI is also learning what a dinner party looks like, which has a lot to do with how we appear at a dinner party like this, what we look like. And so the platform is also ingesting all of that information and understanding a dinner party to look like this. This is how people present themselves. There's so many cool things we're doing, but I have to say, like, one of the coolest things about something like this is the team that's come together, the actual people that we get to work with. I mean, first of all, working with the Rag and Bone team, working with Marcus and Marissa, and the rest of the team is special already. It's my second time getting a chance to do that. And so this is even more epic than what we did last time, and last time was pretty epic. The chance to get to work with Christine Jones, someone who has made possible, I think, some of the more amazing things that have happened in recent years. Sleep No More, Queen of the Night, stage production for Harry Potter on stage, things that are really at the highest level that you can imagine. Being able to work with Christine on bringing something together like this has made, I think, all the difference. To me, it's I think in very technical ways, and while Christine is also technical as well, she brings a sort of emotion to what she's doing that I think it's just like an extra level, essentially. So Christine is one person. Ross Goodwin, whose work I knew from artificial intelligence films that he had been making. He's one of the people who have been taking AI and using it outside of how people are technically using AI. People are doing like crazy things like Google and Microsoft with AI from a almost business perspective, but Ross has been doing, I think, some of the top things from like a creative perspective, storytelling and things like that. So that's also amazing. Jay Harwood is our director on the capture side of things. So I brought him on with my team, the special guest team, to bring together the entire like AI and video component of what we're working on. And I mean, like last time, working with Tom York Music is amazing. Working with Nigel is amazing. Just like the music side of things is at a huge level. And then finally, it's hard to describe how insane, like the real magician work from my point of view, like the real crazy technical work is like what Damien is pulling off. Like the first time I saw the choreography, it blew my mind because first of all, it had been made so quickly, but it's so complicated. And I think it's such an amazing parallel to the actual AI technical side of things that we're doing. It's almost like a visualization of what the neural network that Ross has created is looking like. It's like, I don't know if you've seen it, but it's you'll see it soon. But it's insane. The top thing you can hope from any dinner like this is that people who came in not knowing each other, through whatever transpires, they create some kind of new bond that they didn't have before. I think it's great to think of the dinner and the things that we get from the dinner as something that we take away, but the real thing I hope people take away is a new knowledge and a new experience and new friends, maybe even lifelong friends, because they've had this experience. And I think what's amazing in parallel to that is that our AI guest, this machine, is kind of doing the same thing. And so as much as the AI is learning from what people at the dinner are doing, I'm also really hoping that people learn about AI enough to not think of it as science fiction, to not be scared of it, to understand that AI is only what we put into it. And we're going to be putting things into AI, teaching it just like teaching a kid things. It's like a jellyfish right now. It's at like a jellyfish level. We're like teaching a jellyfish, and someday it's not going to be a jellyfish anymore. So we better hope that we make friends with it.
Christine Jones called me and asked if I might want to work on a dinner party for Rag & Bone's Fall/Winter 2019 show. And I said yes immediately. And then we just started thinking about what that would look like. And my job was to kind of translate our vision and Rag & Bone's vision into a meal. The vision of tonight is this kind of forward-looking kind of hand extension from Rag & Bone to the future, in which artificial intelligence will probably have incredible capacity. And the singularity is this moment that we're not talking about literally or in a doomsday way, but it is an approaching moment at which machine learning and machine intelligence will exceed human intelligence forever. It will be a slope change. And so we thought that it would be great to embrace that idea and think, what do we have in our humanity that we want to make sure this kind of machine-driven future has? And a meal is obviously one of our most important rituals. And we wanted to come up with something that was very emblematic of the way humans have eaten always, but not be too sort of sacred about it, and intentionally be very human, which is, we like to have fun, we like to drink, we like to take things and kind of mess them up and put our imprint on stuff. And that was how we treated the idea of a Last Supper before the singularity. We first started actually with the idea of a Last Supper and looked at traditional biblical foods. So you'll see speckled throughout the menu dates, sweet herbs, quail, warm spices, pistachios, figs, but we didn't want it to be like an old-fashioned dinner. That wasn't the idea. So Ignacio Mattos, who's so brilliant, took each of those ingredients and then kind of turned it on its head. So we're going to have date and scallops, raw scallops together, which sounds so weird, but is so delicious, and a chicory salad with garum, which is the oldest condiment known to man, and honey. And so it was just like taking these foods that immediately trigger, a memory or an idea, and smatching them up a little bit and seeing how to make them contemporary or even futuristic. I'm so excited to see all of these worlds come together, because there's actually a way in which this fusing of fashion and dance and food and text is very old-fashioned. And I think it's really important that as we look into the future, we bring this with us. I feel like, people used to sit around at great banquets and watch dance and think and talk and have debate and discourse. And that's a lot of what kind of the subtext of tonight is we're confronting the question of a technologically advanced future, and we're doing it in this very kind of human and historic way.
So the whole idea with this idea of like incorporating the Last Supper and like coming together with Rag and Bone, and like, so it all started with this concept and this idea of the Last Supper and what did that mean, and like it was the EI getting involved in the performance, music. Start talking with Tamar about the narrative and the story behind it, and where, like, how it will all start. And it was a little more dramatic, like the first idea of it, whether if it was the end of humanity with artificial intelligence coming into place. We want to make it a little bit lighter and more fun and more convivial. So that's why we get a little bit detached from it, from that original idea that it seems a little more apocalyptic, and make it something more positive overall, and like making a gathering and having a fun, good time. However, yeah, we took different references on like how to make it, innovative in different ways. Perhaps, like for me, the main course, it was very important to also to make it like more sustainable. I think it's just putting all these art forms together, whether it's music, dance, food, fashion, and be able to, gather everybody within one roof. It's pretty special. So that's a key one. It's pretty ambitious, just to have all these forms within one roof. So it's exciting. If I think it will be the breakup show, I hope so. As I say, it's pretty ambitious, and I'm not an expert, but why not?